Hey, am I live? I am live. Hi, everybody. My name is Michael from Team Epic Reads, and this is going to be the January 2021 book haul. It's our first book haul of the year. So thank you for everyone who's tuning in now, and thank you to everyone who is watching this afterwards because you can do both. It doesn't, I'm happy either way. And I have a really fantastic stack of books to talk to you guys about today. I don't want to drop them all. I feel like I've done that live before. So, a really fantastic stack of books for you here today. I hope you're all having a great 2021 so far. Anyone, please feel free to comment what you've been reading in the comments. I'm excited to hear about it. I've been reading a lot. I have books on my lap right now. I've been reading a lot of different things. I just read Lore by Alexandra Bracken. And as publishing always goes, I've read some things that I can't actually talk to you guys about at the moment. But I've had like a surprisingly good reading month. I don't know if you've watched these in the past, but I don't always read a ton of books in the month. And I read a lot in January, so I'm really proud of myself. Hi, everybody who's tuning in. Thank you for saying hi. You need a book to get out of your reading slump, Drew? Well, we've got a ton here. So I'm just gonna jump into the books we have releasing this month. First up, let me put these down. We have Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. This is the prequel to the absolutely fantastic The Hate U Give. And it follows Star's dad, Maverick, before he was Star's dad. It follows him when he was in high school and sort of his life around that time and him not having the perfect life, but sort of being happy with where he's at and having a girlfriend and a cousin who has his back. And then things change when he finds out he has a baby and he's a dad now. And it sort of just clicks everything and switches his perspective on life. And he wants to give this baby a good life and get on like a better path for them. And it's not as easy for him because of the sort of the life he was leading and the things he were doing and sort of the expectations and pressure that society puts on men and specifically Black men. And just it's a relationship about becoming a father and wanting the best for your kid. And it's just like such a fantastic story. Again, this is the prequel to The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. And I'll show you guys the cover. Okay, and then next up, I have Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. And so this is a rom-com. And wow, I really like the style of these covers. This is a rom-com, and it follows a Black girl who has never really seen herself and her story reflected in the stories she reads. So she writes them for herself. And her best friend is like her biggest fan, reads all her stories. And then one day she moves to Southern California, and she's in this prestigious art school in the creative writing program. And so when she gets there and it's time for her to start writing these stories, yikes, writer's block. Relatable, also big yikes. And so her and her friend come up with this plan to sort of have her own romances and have this romantic bucket list to sort of check off things and sort of get her romantic writing creative juices flowing again. And she finds a boy who seems like the perfect Prince Charming for these stories to sort of cross these things off her list with. And then she sort of realizes, hey, this isn't actually helping. And maybe what she thought was like the perfect story and the perfect romance isn't what it is. And there's this other boy who might not have the best fashion sense, but he's like so sweet and he's like maybe for her. And she just has to sort of find her own romance and her own happiness in this really, really cute rom-com that you guys absolutely need to read. Let me see if we have any questions before I jump into the next book. No, you guys are just reading some good things in January. Okay. Next up, I have If I Tell You the Truth by Jasmine Carr. And this is the companion sequel to When You Ask Me Where I'm Going. And it's told in two periods of time and through prose, poetry, and illustration once again. And it's a story of a mother and daughter And the mother's story having been sexually assaulted, warning, and her family not believing her. And so she moves from India to Canada to have a better life for her daughter. And then 18 years later, their life together, and just the stress of them having been undocumented. And then her mother faces deportation, and the daughter finds out sort of the story of her conception. And it's about just their relationship and family and culture and finding your voice. And it's just such this powerful, heavy, emotional tale with just a stunning, stunning cover. And it is the sequel to When You Ask Me Where I'm Going. Okay. And then, I always laugh at these covers. Then we have This Will Be Funny Someday by Katie Henry. She always has some sort of food item on the covers of her book. She had like toast on her first book and a can of soup on her second book. And here we have a split banana. And the reason that there is a split banana on this book is because like it's a comedy bit. Oh my God, I really just put that together now as I was on live. So this is about a girl who's always been sort of a great daughter, a good girlfriend, a fantastic student, and just sort of done what everyone has expected of her. But she's not exactly happy. And then one night she stumbles into this comedy club and sort of gets up on stage and just starts talking. And she finds this passion and this talent for stand-up comedy. And it's invigorating for her. And having this second sort of secret second life is fantastic for her because she's got this unfulfillment in her life as it is. So she starts to try and juggle both. But when you're split between two different passions and two different lives, you can only sort of juggle them for so long. So it's her story of how long can she keep it up, and will she be able to bring both lives into the lights, if that makes sense. And I can't believe I literally just realized there's a banana, because comedy, you slip on a banana, it's a comedy book. Let's pretend I didn't reveal I didn't get that before. Oh wait, what does the tagline say? When you fall down, stand up. And so that is Katie Henry's This Will Be Funny Someday. And next up, we're going to get zombific, dystopic. I don't think either of those are words. We have Unchosen by Catherine Blair. And this is about a girl. Let me just like show you guys this cool cover. And so this is about a girl who has always felt unchosen, and her world has ended once when her crush revealed his feelings for her sister, and a second time when the world actually ended due to a curse that turned a bunch of humans into these flesh-eating sort of zombie creatures. And so now that they're in the apocalypse, his sisters are still sort of make her feel outshined. One sister is literally the chosen one who can have prophecies. And so when these people show up and want the chosen one, like they want to take the chosen one, she decides she's going to take fate and her life into her own hands, and she's tired of sitting on the sidelines. And so she claims to be the chosen one and goes with them. And it's just this epic dystopian fantasy, like fun, dangerous tale about feeling unchosen and taking your destiny into your own hands. So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff coming out and a lot of like different kinds of books this month. I'm just trying to see if I'm missing any questions or anything. It looks like we are good. And thank you once again to everyone who is tuning in live for these and who is tuning in later. Whew. Okay. Then the next book I have for you guys today is When You Look Like Us by Pamela N. Harris. And so this book is about a boy who really late one night past curfew gets this call from his sister, and she's sort of like freaked out at a party, and he's just like doesn't think anything of it. He's like, okay, whatever, and he hangs up. But then she goes missing. And then the sort of police aren't prioritizing finding his sister, and he's just not going to sit around and wait for them to prioritize finding her, because like every second that passes, something bad could happen. And so he teams up with the Reverend's daughter, who's also like a low-key sleuth, to try and find his sister and sort of figure out what happened and try saving her. And so it's a really impactful tale, and it's got like a really cool cover as well. And so this is When You Look Like Us by Pamela N. Harris. Okay, just a few They're falling. They're falling. Mayday. Okay. Okay, just a few more for you guys today. Next up, we're going to go witchy and fantasy for a second, and we have Soul of Cinder by Brie Barton, and this is the final book in the Heart of Thorns trilogy. And the Heart of Thorns trilogy is this series, this feminist magical tale about a world where only women can have magic, and they are hunted and feared for it. And this girl, one night, at a very pivotal moment, no spoilers, finds out that she herself has magic, and so she has to go on the run. And since this is the final book in the trilogy, I think I can say that there is life and death and lots of magic and lots of catastrophic events. And it finds us here with characters mourning characters, a prince who is angry and wants revenge, and some sort of end of the world-esque, like apocalyptic kind of things happening. And the final book in a trilogy, you should definitely check the whole thing out. The first one is Heart of Thorns, and this is the last book here. The first book in the trilogy is called Heart of Thorns. And here with the last book, Soul of Cinder. Okay. And then I have Girl on the Line by Faith Gardner. And so this is a really poignant, heavy tale, trigger warning, about a girl whose life, it's a story that begins where so many others end, and she sort of didn't expect to have a future because of what she tried to do. And now that she does, there are some days that just still feel really wrong to her, like where her bipolar disorder just feels like it's too much for her to handle, and her family just doesn't know what to say or understand, and her friends cracking all the wrong jokes. And then there are days that feel so fantastic and light, like where she meets this girl who sort of just brings this brightness to her, and also discovering this emergency hotline where she can volunteer and help other people. And so it's on the line, like the phone line, piecing her life together and finding a way to move forward when she thought she had given up. And it's another really, really poignant, emotional tale. Oh, okay. So that is all of the books that I was going to talk about for January. Let me try and pull them all up for you guys to see one last time. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. Give me a moment, please. Let's let this go well. And here is everything we have in our January book haul. So thank you again for watching. I hope you guys are all having a great month. I hope your reading is going well so far. These are all of my recommendations for this month. I don't think I missed any question. What's a good book to get you out of your slump? Anything here, I would say. And then, like I said, a book that I read earlier this month was Lore by Alex Bracken, which is like a sort of more grown up a bit Percy Jackson-esque story with like Greek gods sort of becoming human on Earth once every 7 years. And so that's a really great tale, and everything we have here. Thank you for watching. Again, have a great rest of your month. I'll see you guys next month with another book haul. And yeah, that's all. Bye, everybody. Happy Monday. It took too long to get.